Hey grade 7, welcome to another edition of Mr. V Teaches Math. And today folks, I've been talking about it for the past couple of days, but we have now started to add in, we've started to extend the line to the left and then down. So instead of the origin being in the bottom left corner as it has been for the past couple of days, the origin is now in the middle of this big grid. So I got a bunch of things in here. But what I wanted to point out first is that this thing is now into four main sections. These sections are called quadrants. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just, over on this side for just a quick sec, just draw you a really quick diagram. Now, let's assume for a second that this is our coordinate plane. Here's the origin. This is called quadrant 1. And this is called quadrant 2. This is called quadrant 3. And this is called quadrant 4. Now, hopefully without confusing you guys, all of the coordinates in quadrant 1 are going to be positive and positive. They're like x, y, but x and y are both positive numbers. Okay? In quadrant 2, because we go to the left, that means our x-coordinate is going to be negative, but because we're still going up, our y-coordinate is still positive, so it'll be like negative x and y. In quadrant 3, because we're going to the left, it's a negative x value, but because we're going down, it's also a negative y value. So both of these numbers are going to be negative in quadrant 3. And then in quadrant 4, x is going to become positive because we're still starting by going to the right. And then because we're going down, it's a negative y. So the second number is negative. Okay? So in quadrant 1, first number is positive, second number is positive. In quadrant 2, first number is negative, second number is positive. In quadrant 3, both numbers are negative. And in quadrant 4, first number is positive, second number is negative. Okay? So if you're ever wondering what quadrant you're supposed to be in, that should tell you what quadrant you should be in. Okay? So, back to this stuff. Our goals for graphing ordered pairs are to graph ordered pairs on a 4-quadrant coordinate plane, and then to write ordered pairs using integers, which means that we're back using positive and negative numbers, like from a couple of units ago. We haven't really talked about them too much, but they're back, and we need to remember we need to remember how to use them properly. Okay. Now, what this is a really simplified map of sort of southwestern Ontario. This is sort of the region that I grew up in, and so you have communities like St. Mary's and London and St. Thomas and Aylmer, Mount Bridges and Strathroy, Lucan, a couple other places. And what we're going to do is I have a list of 6 different locations that we're going to figure out the coordinates for, okay? And the first one is Thorndale. Now, with this 4-quadrant map, what I'm going to do is I still start at the origin. I still start at 0, 0. And I know that I have to go 1 to the right and up 2 for Thorndale. So it's the coordinates there are 1, 2. For Mount Bridges, I start going 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. So it's negative 4. And then I go down 1, 2. So because I'm going down, it's also negative. So it's negative 4, negative 2. Those are my coordinates. Now Strathroy, I start by going at the origin, and I go 2, 4, 6 to the left, which means it's negative 6, because I'm going to the left. And I'm going down 1, which means it's negative 1. Okay. For Nairn, it's over here, so it's 2, 4, 5 to the left, which is negative, and then I go up 2, so up means positive in this case. Okay, so it's negative 5, 2. Ingersoll is 4 to the right, and it's not up or down any, so it's 4, 0. And St. Thomas is not to the right or left at all, so that's 0, but then it goes down 4. So down in this case means negative, so it's 0, negative 4. Okay, so always start at the origin and then go along the x-axis first and then figure out up or down along the y-axis. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to keep using this map, and we're going to try and locate some of these places at these different locations. So our first one's at -1, -2. So I go 1 to the left and then down 2, which means that I'm looking at Lambeth, which is the location at -1, -2. Next one's at -5, 0. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, and then 0, so I don't go up or down at all. And we see that's Hickory Corners, which is a real place. I've been there. And the last one is 4, -3. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right, and then down 1, 2, 3, which brings us to a place called Lyons. Okay? And so that's how you read coordinates to find out what point is there. All right? So just one other example. I have this other grid here, and we're going to plot these points out. So our first one's at 4, -1. So 2, 4, -1. And it's going to be point A. Then B is at 4, 2. So 4 to the right, and then 2 up. So it's B, 4, 2. C is at -2, 2. And then D is at -2, -1. So I have a point in each of the quadrants. I'll write that down quickly. Well, I went down too far with D. I went down to 2. There we go. D should actually be, D should be right there. There we go. The next thing I need to do is I need to join the points together using my ruler and writing device. And so the shape I've made is a rectangle, obviously. And the last thing here says to calculate the area of the shape. So thinking back to geometry, to my area and measurement unit, I know that the formula is length times width. I know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 units. And I know this goes 1, 2, 3 units. So it gives me a total of 18 units squared. And that's basically what you're going to get a chance to do during the practice for graphing ordered pairs. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.